Amazon Prime's firefighting drama Chicago Fire is one of the hit series under the Chicago franchise that has some of the most compelling storylines packed with drama and action sequences. But for today's video, we'll be focusing on the former. We'll be sharing with you today some of the most heartbreaking episodes of Chicago Fire, so make sure you keep watching if you don't want to miss out. As the Chicago Trio's longest-running band, it's safe to say that Chicago Fire has caused their fans a fair amount of pain. So let's quickly get to it. Starting today's list, we have episode 10 from season 1 titled A Coffin That Small. With the first 5 minutes of this season 1 episode, viewers were moved to tears. While playing with his brother, a young boy fell into a laundry chute and became stuck inside, unfortunately sustaining fatal injuries. The fact that her boy's mother stopped by the firehouse to give them a picture of her son that she said her son would have wanted them to have made this even more devastating, because that was what her son wanted to be when he grew up. The picture showed him dressed as a firefighter. At the end of the episode, the sight of Firehouse 51 lining the sidewalk in honor of the young boy left no one indifferent. Next on the list, we have another episode from season 1, and this time it's episode 22, Leaders Lead. Before Monica Raymond's Gabby and Jesse Spencer's Casey, there were Haley and Casey, and even though Terry Reeves only played Haley for one season, it was hard to watch her die. From Casey's agony as he begs her to breathe to his collapse in the doctor's arms when the worst outcome is confirmed, this episode is hard to watch without crying. And when Mills, played by Charlie Barnett, came up to them, Casey just clung to him while the rest of the team stood there devastated, losing any emotional stability you might have had. Moving on to the next episode, we have episode 6 from season 7 titled All the Proof. Benny Severide, played by Treat Williams, quickly rose to prominence despite not being a regular on the show. Kelly, who plays Taylor Kinney, and the fans were therefore completely taken aback to learn that he had suffered a stroke. Sadly, Benny passed away before Kelly could reach the medical center. Kelly acknowledged to Bowden, the son of Eamon Walker, that the last thing he had said to Bowden was that Bowden was a better father than he was. Kelly is left devastated when Bowden informs him that Benny was instrumental in persuading the commissioner to withdraw from the firehouse. It broke my heart to watch Kelly weep over his guilt and pain. Moving forward to the next episode, we have season 4's 4th episode titled Your Day Is Coming. The scenes in the season 4 episode were extremely moving. This episode was filled with heartbreaking scenes that had viewers reaching for tissues due to Gabby's near-death experience and the loss of her unborn child with Casey. Will Halstead of Chicago Med, the One Chicago Universe's medical drama, was there to help Gabby through the emergency surgery to save her life. It was difficult to watch this episode without feeling completely sorry for the couple, because it is so accurately depicted the true agony of losing a child, and showed Gabby in denial after learning about the baby. The next one on the list is season 5's 10th episode titled The People We Meet. After losing their baby the year before, Casey and Gabby had to say goodbye to Louie, a young boy they had been given foster rights to at the end of season 4, which became another blow for them. It was extremely upsetting to observe the couple dealing with the loss of another child. Saying goodbye to Louie was extremely painful in light of everything they had already gone through, especially for Gabby, who struggled to deal with the new circumstance. So what do you think about the aforementioned episodes so far? Do you also get teary-eyed remembering them? Hold on, since there's more to come. Continuing with the list, we have season 3's first episode, Always. Everyone's whereabouts and conditions inside the building were unknown in the season 2 finale's explosive cliffhanger. It was unknown if anyone had been hurt because Chief Bowden was outside and couldn't talk to anyone on the radio. Shay was hit the hardest by the blast. The first 5 minutes of this episode were enough to make you cry for the rest of it. From Severide performing CPR to Casey, Mouch, Herman, and Cruz forcing him and Gabby out of the way to save her. Then this episode never stopped showing the pain, from Gabby's guilt to the flashbacks that were thrown in. And then we also have season 5's 22nd episode titled My Miracle. What part of this episode didn't break your heart? It's hard to pinpoint which aspect of this one caused the most pain. However, the idea of losing Mouch, Herman, and Casey all at once was very high on the list. The episode ended with what was possibly the show's toughest cliffhanger. The majority of the team was trapped in a burning warehouse with no way out. Mouch had a heart attack, and Casey broke everyone's hearts by having to say goodbye to Gabby over the radio. The agonizing 4-month wait to find out who had lived or died exacerbated matters. Next, season 5's episode 20 also makes it to today's list titled Carry Me. Kelly had a few relationships throughout the seasons, from Erin, played by Sophia Bush, to Renee, played by Sarah Shahi. However, nothing could compare to the bond that existed between him and Anna Turner, played by Charlotte Sullivan. Despite only appearing in 10 episodes of season 5, Anna had a profound and lasting impact on Severide and the audience. There was something special about them from the moment they met. What began as a partnership between donors and recipients ended up being a beautiful bond that was cut away too short. In their brief time together, these two shared a lot of touching moments. However, in this episode, it was heartbreaking to see Kelly weep in her father's arms after she tragically passed away from cancer. Moving on to a more heartbreaking episode, we have season 4's 10th episode titled The Beating Heart. Christopher Herman is the beating heart of the Chicago Fire. Over the last last 10 years, he has served as a counselor, a father figure, and a shoulder to cry on for everyone in the One Chicago universe. As a result, Freddy's stabbing in the middle of Season 4 terrified him. Herman suffered a slew of complications after being rushed to the hospital. When he went into hypovolemic shock and had to be rushed into surgery to control the bleeding, his Firehouse family was in danger of losing him. In addition to Herman's critical condition, the touching moment between him and Cruz added to your heartbreak. And finally, topping today's list of the most heartbreaking scene in Chicago Fire is Season 8's first episode, Sacred Grounds. It's safe to say that the first episode of Season 8 did not hold back, resulting in one of the One Chicago's franchise's most painful and heartbreaking deaths. It took away a beloved Firehouse 51 member who touched everyone's heart. Cruz finds Otis, played by Yuri Sardarov, severely injured in the rubble following the dramatic events of the Season 7 finale of Fire. Before sadly passing away, Otis woke up at Med and said something to Joe in Russian, shocking the fans. Bowden revealed a memorial to Otis and translated his final words to Cruz at the episode's conclusion, "Brother, I'll be with you always." We were there with them as Cruz broke down in front of his memorial and the entire team knelt with him. So that concludes today's list of Chicago Fire's most heartbreaking episodes. In other news, the series has recently come under fire after the latest episode was criticized by the City Fire Department and a safe haven advocate for the baby box surrender scene. On Wednesday's episode of NBC's Chicago Fire, a misleading plotline involving an infant safe surrender box alarmed the Chicago Fire Department and an advocate for abandoned children. In a recent episode of Season 11, the paramedic Sylvie Brett opens a delivery with a large temperature-controlled device and describes it as a safe and anonymous place where people can drop off their newborn under the state's safe haven statute. Although Illinois has had a safe haven law for newborns since 2001, the state does not have a baby box system as Indiana does. Babies surrendered in Illinois must be given to a living person. The fire department spokesman Larry Langford stated that the scene is concerning because it is not realistic and that they simply do not do that because the law is not written in that way. In addition, Langford stated that while they are aware that a significant portion of the television show is fictional and loosely based on them, they would prefer not to do anything that could lead someone to misunderstand, misinterpret, or act in a way that would be harmful to an infant. When bringing a child to a police station, firehouse, or hospital, the families of abandoned newborns are granted legal protection from prosecution under the Abandoned Newborn Infant Protection Act, also known as the Safe Haven Law. Additionally, the law permits a staff member at a safe haven to receive a healthy baby under 30 days of age. When giving a baby to someone, mothers or family members are not required to answer any questions and can remain anonymous. According to Don Garris, executive chairperson of the Save Abandoned Babies Foundation, a Chicago-based nonprofit that played a crucial role in the passage of the Safe Haven Law in Illinois, the law functions as written, but the Chicago Fire episode might mistakenly direct a mother to a firehouse in search of a baby box. It's wrong and misleading, and I don't know what kind of consequences that will bring, Garris expressed in a statement. There are a lot of people that watch the show. What are they going to do when they don't find a box? Garris stated that the Save Abandoned Babies Foundation is vehemently opposed to baby boxes for several reasons. She said that, for one thing, a mother's interaction with another human at a safe haven location could lead to some support services. As much as we'd like to discuss more of this issue, unfortunately we have to wrap up today's episode since we're already out of time. With that, we're concluding today's video about the most heartbreaking moments in Chicago Fire, as well as the latest update about the series. For you, what episode do you think is the most heartbreaking of them all? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching today's video, and before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell for more videos like these. See you next time!